Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to Modded Megaquarium. Today we're going to try and get some proper staff areas and pumps set up in here. So I've got these two at the moment. I want to try and add in another couple of tanks as we start expanding the fish out. And I want to try using these Lagoon Tanks, the inside corner Lagoon Tanks that Marnit's made. The way I want to do this, I want to expand out just a little bit at either side. So we're going to pause the game and just do that straight away. And I think I only want 2. So how much is that going to be? 690. That's not too bad. So we'll do 2 out by either side. We'll add the walls in where they need to be. And we've still got this little cheesy little bit here, which will be cured as soon as we get the larger tanks, or the larger heating and stuff. And that means that I can eventually have these tanks starting 2 away from either side. So it'll start off in this block here, and this will be the corner. So I think first of all, we've got the pumps. So what I can do, I'm actually going to need more than 1 pump for each one, aren't I? Which is a bit of a shame. I may wait until this has gone to change these ones over. So we can have a look at one of these corner Lagoon Tanks. So if we grab this, we can extend it in different ways. We can extend it like that, but it is only 3. You can see it's 3 by 3. So if we extend it like that, it's a bit awkward to position. I've not got enough money, that's why it's not doing. So it's, I only need 1 more. Wow, okay. There we go. So that's enough to do it. So we could grab one of these. I kind of wish, actually, as a point to Marnit, and we may see if we can change this in the mod, but when you expand this, that you can say I want it down this way and across this way, but I also want it to be 5 by 5 so that it actually fits in with the other Lagoon Tanks, because I'd really like it to be 5 by 5. I just add this in, I can delete it. So I want it to come out to there and to here. So it'd be a very big tank actually. So I want it to have that footprint there. So I will see with the other guys whether that's possible or not, and let you know. So we're going to just delete this for now, and I'm going to carry on working with the Lagoon Tanks, because if we do make changes to these, then that'll break the game if I try and add it back in again. So I don't want to do anything with these until I've spoken to the other guys about them. I will, however, go for a Lagoon Tank, and we will start up a new Lagoon Tank. Right, in fact, I want this to be, if this one's going to be there, then I want it to be starting from here. And that is where the tank is going to be. And then I'm going to have another one on the other side. I can also move this across by 1 just for now. And the reason why I'm doing this, I expanded it out, is to give us the space to be able to put stuff in the centre here. And what I really want is a few of these Podium Tanks just dotted around, like that kind of thing. And then a row of benches in the middle with the bins in as well. So what next? So we've got this tank in, we want to add, I think we're going to want in here some disco mushrooms. So do we have the lights? That is in this place, so we can go for these. Not enough money, I will need 1,000 for them. Okay, so I'm going to let money build up a bit first then. It's a good job you can sell stuff back at the same rate you pay for it. That's quite nice. Now we have gone down a lot in prestige, but that will build back up. We need 390 to get rank 5. In rank 5 we can get the power pumps, which are going to be really good. We can also get the Belfast tanks, which will be good as well. So yeah, I'm just going to let this run for a bit. I need to build up some money and make sure I've got everything that I need to be able to build a new tank, including the fish. I might do the next one as a lionfish tank, although we're not going to need too much for that, so we may be able to do that fairly quickly. Yeah, I'm going to let it run on and I will bring you back if anything interesting happens. Okay, so we've got a new heater unlocked now, so we can pick the next research and we're going to go straight for the large filters, so that we can get those unlocked as well. And that does mean that we can now actually put these into position with the pumps backstage. So we will pause the game, we will grab this and move it to where it needs to be, just there. And then we can put a pump, where are they? They are in here. Put basic pump on there and connect it over to there. And then I want to sell all of these. So everything in there is going to die if I unpause now. However, now we can say we want a large heater and just one of them is okay. However, that means we've got no redundancy, and if this starts breaking down then that will lose heat very quickly and everything will die. So we're going to put a combi heater in as our first filtration system, and then we're going to put the power, these ones, the power filters, on as well. And that is that one complete. Now we can do the same over here. I'll just wait for him to finish that. We can delete all of these. We can delete that and that. Put a new piece of wall in there. We can move this out to where it needs to be, which will be just there. I'm going to need to move some of this. So if we move these across, for now, just like this, we want these a little bit more central, so if we move those across to this side, and this one to here, and then we can put in another power pump just there. We can add in a large heater, and hopefully this will be the same, so we can add in one of them and two of these. Oh, that's not quite. Oh, that's a shame. That is a real shame. So we're going to have to do with not enough redundancy really to be able to manage that. But for now, that means that we've got these two tanks in position exactly where they need to be. What's this? Xavier has leveled up. Yes, I know. That's fine. So we have the tanks in exactly where we want them. What I do want to do though, we know where the tanks are going to be, which means we know exactly where our staff room is going to be, or our staff walls. So staff walls are going to be here. So I want to expand out by one more, and then I want to put that wall in all the way down. And I want to do the same on the other side as well. The first bit here is going to be fairly symmetrical as you go in, and then we're going to work out some asymmetry when we get to some of the other parts of the aquarium. And this is looking very blocky. It's only a single room at the moment. We're just building a capital and the feeder area to be able to open up new areas in the aquarium. So next, what I'm going to want, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that over here we're going to have a one wide corridor, and we're going to have a visitor door just there. And these are my visitor doors. All I've done is change the texture on the staff door, and I still do need to work on it a little bit, but you can see it there. That is what it looks like, and that will allow staff and visitors to enter through that door. So it'll allow me to theme off different areas. And I've done this so that I can actually work out where the walls are going to be. I can expand out here without needing to pause the game and make sure that the guests can't get into the staff areas again. And now we can actually start putting in another tank if we wanted. So if we just pause for a minute, the next tank would be here. So let's do that. And for now, because you can't ghost stuff in this game, which is something I would love the developer to add in, so you can actually add ghost things, so you can start planning out different areas. I'm just going to wall it off so that no one can see it. It's not going to give any bad moodlets. This is just an area. I suppose you can actually do that just with, if I just delete that, I can do that with walls. So if we say we want a 5x5 area here, of course the annoying part is that you get people moving in and out. So that's going to be another tank there. And I think ideally we would want 6 main tanks here. So that would mean that the next one would be here, going through to there. And we'd have one here as well, if you can move, thank you. And so that will be the next tank over as well. I suppose also what I can do now, we've got this reef squirrelfish, so we'll go for next for in fact, this fox-faced rabbitfish would make a brilliant one to add into one of these podium tanks. So we'll grab that. So we've got 3 across. So it means we want to expand this out by another few. So if I expand, say I want a 5x5 there, and a 5x5 here, I would then want another 2. So that is the area that I would want this to be. So if I just expand out all of, not enough money, okay, we'll let money build back up. Then we can start putting in the walls and stuff here. And that will be our entrance hall. Ideally, we will want in the late game we'll want 4 of these on either side. But then I'm thinking over, yeah, in fact if we do have 4, then we can have the door into the next area across here. So that would mean we would want to move this slightly to over here, move that to there and that one to there, and so this guest door here will come off onto a different room which will be over here, and that will be our way into the next room, and we'll have the next room more or less the same size but completely different theme. So I think next episode we'll start looking at theming and we'll start building out some of this again. I will need to build up some revenue between episodes as well. So we've got a bit more money so we can expand. Let's do this bit. How much is that? Oh, that's because we've just gone down. So we can do that bit, and then we can start just reducing this down. And that will give us this area here. And I know this looks a bit messy for now, but as soon as we get just some money just to tide us over. And it'll be a lot better. So come on money, come on money, come on money. So we've just unlocked the large filters. So we can now grab the protein skimmer. And now we can actually get rid of a couple of these. Like that. And we can add in those large ones. And that will make sure that all of this is properly got a lot of redundancy on it. That's what we want. So ideally I will want to change that one out for a combi mini, and there we have plenty of redundancy for those two tanks, and that will actually do those two for a while until we start putting other fish in. So yeah, I'm still just waiting on a bit more money to be able to do the bottom area. Okay, so I've now expanded out all the area back here, and I want to see if I can do one more thing today. I want to move this bin out of the way. Just place that down anywhere really. And I want to see if I can put a pump in here. So let's move this to there. And I can put a basic pump in there. Connect it to there. Move that out. And then I can delete all of this. And this little bit here as well. Just like that. And that'll mean that we can have these little podium tanks in between the other tanks. And that'll look really cool, I think. So we've got the lagoon tank here. You turn around and you can sit down right next to a little fish. So I've added another one of these on to this side as well. And I've put a, what's one of these? These are a fox face rabbit fish in here as well. And so I think that looks really cool. And with that, I've had to add in another thing on here, another filter onto this. But I do want to see now, I've just unlocked the power filter. So if I grab and sell those two, will one of these work instead? Seems like it will. Excellent. So I can actually add in these around these now, and that will future-proof these tanks. What I do want to do at the end of this episode, we'll just have a quick look at these. Flick, yes, I'm happy to increase your cleaning a little bit more. Xavier, I'm going to leave you for now because you are already a very good fixer and a very good feeder. We'll increase your feeding just a little bit. Got no gift shop yet, and we're not got any talks yet. But you are costing 217 a day, which is quite a lot. So we're not going to increase your wages anymore. And then Hadley, you're on 101. You're good at feeding anyway. I'm going to increase your feeding like that. You're actually very good at fixing as well, because we could do with upgrading your fixing at some point. But you're already over 100 a day, so we're not going to worry about you either. We can continue to build up our money instead. Yeah, what I want to do at the end of this episode is just have a look down from the ground level in first person and see what it's like actually being a person in our aquarium so far. So we walk in, and it's a very basic place. We've got the two staff doors right next to us, so we're going to have this as a big open, as a kind of more attractive area to walk into rather than just seeing staff doors the first thing you walk into. But what I do want is the sense of openness when you walk in here, and ideally I'm going to swap these out for corner tanks, so that you walk in and the first thing you see when you walk in is tanks right in front of you here and here, and as you come into here you've got tanks all the way around the outside, with these lagoon tanks here as well, and these podium tanks. And as soon as we drop these walls down and put the new tanks in, it's going to make this area here very, very open and like hugely full of life. So we've got the hermit crabs there. That is everything at this level unlocked. That's good. So we come in, we have a look on this side first. this is the tank that I love the most so far. We've got a huge amount of colour in here, lots of different fish, and this is exactly what I want from this first area. Just lots of variety, lots of different fish, and of course we're going to have to do some better use of the aquascaping, because that looks a little bit cluttered, a little bit ugly at the moment, but we can sort that out, that's no problem. But I really do like just the sheer amount of variety of colours of fish in here. It looks really, really nice. And then on this side we have some of the larger fish, some of the more dangerous fish, and the eels. Anything in here has to be at the moment over size 3, so size 4 minimum. You can walk into it and have a swim around with the fish. And with this eel here, I do like that eel, that's a really, really cool eel. And again, this tank looks really cluttered and miserable at the bottom of it, so we'll have to make a better use of that. However, I really do like these little tanks here, these podium tanks. I think ideally it could do with having supports down the corners, like on here, so that you've got these supports down on the corners here. I don't know if that's possible, I'll have to see. I think that would, because at the moment it just looks like a block of water, to me at least. So it could do with having just some support to make it look like a full frame. But yeah, that looks cool. We've got the yellow tang in there, just swimming around really fast actually. I mean, because it's such a small tank, its pathfinding is a bit confused, so it just goes crazy. And then on the other side, just over here, I really wish there was a sprint in this game so you could actually go faster. I may see if we can implement that in as a mod. We may talk to the developer, see if we can add in some kind of mechanism for going faster. Ideally pressing shift, but shift actually stops you in place, which is annoying. And then crouch should be control, so you can actually crouch down and see into this tank like that. And it would be cool if the guests could actually crouch down as well. Have a little bit more AI features with these little people here. And then this is our fox face rabbitfish with a little bit of scenery in there. One of Marnit's the cancelled scenery that he's done from his mod. And then that's pretty much it at the moment. We've got a few more tanks to put in, and then yeah, that's it. Well, I think next episode we will focus on trying to complete maybe 2 more tanks, maybe 4 more tanks. We'll see what we can do, and maybe try and expand out a little bit more. But all this stuff is a lot more expensive now than I'm used to. I'm used to one of these major size, or maximum size Lagoon Tanks costing 770, and at the moment they're costing 1,155. So it's nearly a 50% increase. Is it a 50% increase? It might actually be a 50% increase to the actual costs of everything, which makes it really quite difficult to manage, to be honest. A lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. We're going to need a lot more of those build this tank with this many things in and we'll give you this much money, all of those different types of things. We're going to need a lot more of them. But anyway, that is where I'm going to leave it for today, so thank you very much for joining me today. If you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel, and I will see you next time.